All right, so just wanted to show you this. No, I'm not selling out. I just had to show you this. So look what's going on here. Okay, so here we go. This is what we got here. All right. Well, I just wanted to say, well, my nephew needed one of these. So instead of waiting, for shipment to come in Canada, I bought it. I'll mail it out to him. He'll send me it back and I'll return this piece of shit. I'm not trying to be biased, but I don't have the original. Well, mine came in the original box, but you know how the boxes are pretty much for Xbox. But like, this is the presentation, right? This is how the console comes. It comes in a sleeve, and then this is basically a shell, right? So this is what we have. Okay, let's check it out. Heighten your senses. Now, love that. Love that. Great idea, not necessary, but cool. And signature comfort. Okay, this is a Super Nintendo with 64 add-ons, missing the middle. It's an Xbox controller. They just caved. They shouldn't have caved. I don't think if you can last 4 generations with selling the same product, adding a touchpad, I don't think you need to do this. But, you have to if you rely on console sales for your whole basis of existence. Now, these are my problem. When these fight back, they're cool. This, you can feel the difference between walking on sand, walking on a beach. This, and it works for PC. It won't work for anything else. And my son loved the colors, then they're only for PS4, but you cannot use the controllers, And then my nephew would say, oh, by the way, the controllers are $10 off for Xbox. That's great, but I can use all my controllers. They're 90, or maybe 90 is too generous. Maybe they're 80% the same. And it's just, this is a quote from other people on the internet that even hate Xbox. Their controller, not this one, is refined perfection. So if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Just tweak it. Here's the thing with this. This thing here is BS because actually Xbox had it, but no one used it. I mean, developers. Okay, good. This is good for this because this will make people use it. Okay, so that's great. But they made this with plastic parts in the trigger. You know what that means? The reason I have to get this for my nephew is because they already worn down and broke. And on paper, for a PlayStation, for Gay Station, they'll be like, we sold this many controllers. Like the PS2 is the most selling system of all time. It's also the most modified. So if you break it, you have to buy another one. If they break it, you have to buy another one. And it's worth it because if you can keep modding it and keep getting it, you don't end up with a Dreamcast situation where you're bankrupt. You end up with selling more consoles. It works, right? Anyhow, that's why I have to get another one. That's why I got it for him. I like the color. The feel is okay, but I'll show it to you. Now, this is the presentation you get when you purchase, with this company. Like, this is what they do with their whole setup. And I think it's fair to say that it's kind of shady when you're trying to spend the same amount of money as the Xbox. Now, here it is, right? Picture this. Okay, like, look at this. This is the hook, right? Like, it's kind of innovative, maybe, because it's easy, but, like, it's not even there. But anyway, listen, you're spending $70 on this US, or you're spending $500+ for the console. You can at least give me a good box, right? Like, this is it's good. It's better that it's a good controller, a great controller. But this is what the PlayStation 5 unboxing is like. At least that's a box. It's a shell that you slide out, a sleeve. Then you get this. This is how your top of the line stuff comes. Now, sorry about the view, but this is what I was doing last minute. So here we go. Oh, that's great. Is this from China? I guess Japan, but is it like this is it? Like there's nothing else in here. What is this? Instructions to use the friggin' whatever. Okay. Now here we go. Top of the line styrofoam, whatever case. Here it is, folks. Here we go. All right, so there we go. Got to get this expensive packaging out the way. That's the unboxing experience. I mean, like, there's the microphone. This is cool. Button soft to press, but it took away the button part, so it's kind of weird pressing a symbol, but you see it pressing there to match the console. You can actually 3D print these and get different colors, and it's very easy. You just have to pry them out. They're just snapped in there. That's cool. That's cool. I would not recommend taking them apart to customize them, but they kind of ridge here. Like when you feel it, you're holding it like this. If you hold it differently, you know, some people don't want to readjust their hands, but they're pretty much spot on with this. Let's see. Like, this is cool. This is good. USB-C, no batteries, you know. Xbox is prehistoric because they have batteries. So it feels good. I like this more than the other one, but I'm an Xbox lover and they clearly made an Xbox controller. But they made this based off of the old model. So it's a little bit too long in the hand. Now, my son plays video games and he's 6. He said he likes it, but it's too heavy. It takes too long to charge the battery. The battery will degrade. It's right there, but it is too heavy. It is heavy. It is kind of heavy. And these will wear away. You'll have to turn it off. Otherwise, you get 5 hours of battery life. You can get 20 hours in dollar store batteries for Xbox and 40 plus, maybe 60 hours out of high end, and never mind rechargeables, right? This is good. I feel like these should be longer. I love the control. The touchpad is useless to me. I like that they separated the buttons, so I kind of won't hit the touchpad. This should have been more of a button. This is what it is, but it's not muscle memory, but I like the PlayStation 4 analog. This on this type of controller instead of like that, I don't know. It's weird. This is not working right. I mean, for me, on the PS4, yes, right. So, like, first off, let me just see. I mentioned the PS4 twice, right? So here we go. You know, so oops. There, sorry. So this is a bad angle, but I'll just show it to you anyways. There you go. Right? For the most part, I mean, the analogs are in the same spot. The buttons are, but you can tell right here, right? When I put it up like this, you can tell the buttons, they're angled differently. If I hold it like this, I don't like this controller either. But you see this? Cool. You know what I mean? Slide down, rest in the middle, boom, boom, boom. And I hate PlayStation, right? But button. I know it's a button, right? This is a nice idea, not this part. And this is an Xbox controller. Cool. But to go down this way is a whole nother, you know what I mean? But it's heavier because they want it to last longer. But when you turn on all the mechanisms, that's not freaking metal pieces in there. And I don't think the camera will show up, but it's got grips on it. So I get the aesthetic, but this is going to turn ugly fast in regards to, well, first of all, gloss scratches nice, but scratches well, but I like it and it's under the controller, right? But having to charge it like it's 1987 and I'm playing NES, Super NES, I don't care what system, Sega Genesis, Master System, PS1 even, right? This is ridiculous. And all these ridges, I don't think I have, yeah, you can see it right there at the bottom here. I'm using the Pixel camera on the OnePlus phone. All these ridges will attract dirt. Then it's going to show the dirt lines. So I don't like that. The touch thing is smooth. It doesn't have ridges like that. Like, it's not dependent. But I guess they're both smooth. That was just a thing. But like, you got to do something with that. I don't know. Control pad. I hate broken control pad, but it feels good. The buttons are further away, whereas this one was like, bang. Like, I'm touching both. I'm trying to not, but you know. That was the only flaw with that controller. This one is right here. Boom, boom, boom. Not that bad, right? LNR, let's see. Rest. They pretty much copied the same thing. You know, that's fine. But this part, you'll get used to it. That's the catchphrase I hate. Get used to. But you shouldn't have to get used to it. Why don't just build it right and it'll be fine, right? They're kind of far away. After 26 years, they changed these two buttons around for Japan, which is one of their, like, Microsoft is not as strong in Japan, so why would you piss off people to switch these around when they go to, I don't know, whatever. I digress. But this doesn't feel good there. But this is good, but it's heavy. Like, it's heavy in the hand, heavier, and it's made of cheap parts inside, but it's a great quality PC controller, or, well, if you want, or it has good rumble for the detection of when you play PS5. You cannot use it for backwards compatibility at all. It's strictly PS5 and maybe, not even Android, maybe on PC. That's about it, right? Here's the refined version. This is good. It's right here. It's right here. They made it slimmer at the top. So even though it's almost the same, this is the Series X, of course. Share button, right? So you can't use the same battery cover. It seems like it sucks, but even, you see, it's got the grips there and stuff. It feels good in the hand, no joke. But they put it in more at the top so you can slide it over and be like, cool. You know what I mean? And here, you sit down and you're either gonna press here or you're tapping here, right? But it's not accidental because you're resting below. You're not resting on these. So then it slides over. That's what I kind of like. That's a personal preference thing, but I understand what they're doing. And these batteries aren't heavy. I don't know what they did from the 360 days, but they aren't that heavy, right? And just for context, I'll show this one. Now this is a regular, and my daughter said, why would they choose this color and why is it so heavy? I mean, they're kids, but she noticed off the bat it's going to get muddy and gross. Like her controller's red. She doesn't see any of that stuff for Xbox. And see, here it is. This is still pretty good. They just refined this positioning. And, you know, it looks exactly, it's exactly the same as such. No, it's got the grips, which you think won't do anything. But see, it goes in further on the side. So there's a difference there. I think if I put it over like this, it looks exactly the same, but it's not. Trust me. It's like when you go in, you're going in this way, curling around. Whereas this one, you're already set here, but if you curl around, it's less trouble. It's hard to explain. You have to see it. I don't think it'll come off. I think you can see it like this. You can see how it's tailored at the top. It tailors off to the side. I prefer holding this. It's not psychological. I prefer holding this all day. It's not just because it came with my Series X. It just feels good and the battery lasts long. But I thought I'd make this little video to share with you. There it is. You know what I mean? Here it is. Sorry. Well, I can't even. Oh, there we go. Right? Even this way. Right? You can tell. Look how big it is compared to this. You know what? For context, let me just leave it like that so you can see. It's bigger than that. It's bigger than Series X, PS4, 360. Like, that's what I'm saying. I just noticed this as I took it out. So, there it is. PS5. Great ideas. Cheap build. Sell lots of consoles. Like, this is a series. This is elite. You know, this kind of idea right here. But this is basically like, they even have, yeah, right there, they have control, texture. It just feels right. The other one, everyone says the 360 is even the best controller, but they caved, and I don't know. Like, I don't know, it's not worth it. But at least I can get it for my nephew and then return it. So I just had to share that. All right. Take care.